I've touched on this in the past, but I don't want to continue to beat a dead horse. Functionally fit, mentally and physical. I'm not saying that you need to get out there and ruck 20 miles or run 5 miles in under 40 minutes, which is the standard. I'm not trying to tell you you need to go out there and exceed it. What I am telling you is that if things get to the point of where there is combat or conflict in mainland America, you're not going to have the freedom of maneuver to get into your vehicle and drive to the gas station to get more gas, or to drive up the street to get eggs from your buddy's farm. See what I'm going with? Everything's going to be denied. All the areas are going to be locked down, and not everywhere. America's way too big and we got way too much stuff, but this is the extreme scenario. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not a doomer, but how does that expression go? Don't get caught lacking. Don't want to get caught lacking. So why wouldn't you want to give yourself and yourself and the others around you the absolute best chance that can be given to you? Why wouldn't you want to be able to know that when you put a kit on, you grab your speedball, or you grab one of your rucks, or whatever, you're able to go the distance to get to where it needs to be, to set up a last line of defense or shift your lines in a moment's notice? Why wouldn't you want to have the most advantage possible? And I'm going to piggyback about something in the military. It's standards are there for a reason, right? Once standards are lightened up, discipline begins to lighten up, and so forth and so forth. And I'm guilty of being lazy. I'm guilty of, I'll just do enough this week, and in a couple weeks I'll get back on the grind. Or, oh man, I'm not going to freaking get a haircut this week. I'll get a haircut next week, which that's a whole nother story. But as you get older, or the saying of you get longer in the teeth, you start to realize that, man, why was I that turd when I was a staff sergeant, or when I was a specialist? What the heck was that? Well, anyways, you get what I'm saying. Why would you not give yourself every possibility to come out ahead for your family, the others around you, and the greater good, right? So get out there and put a little bit of effort into walking around with your kit. Hey, if you live in the city, take your daggum mags out, put your plates in, go for a walk around your block. Do 2 laps, do 3 laps. I don't know how far your block is. It could be a mile, it could be 2. Just go out there and do it. If you don't have a plate carrier, or if you don't want to be seen in a plate carrier, get a discreet bag, like a Patagonia bag like this that has a plastic frame in the back. Put like a gallon of water in it, put a Camelback in it, or you could even get like a shooting sandbag, something that weighs like 15 pounds, and just put 30 pounds on your back and go for a walk. No one's really going to be batting an eye if you have a gray Patagonia bag in the city. It's just stuff to think about. And I know we're all limited on time, and with the way things are in the economy, we got to work, and we got to work. But I am willing to bet that you can wake up 20 minutes early, or you can stay up 20 minutes later to make something happen. Now, if you're going to the gym, you're already working out, you're running, you're doing all that stuff, awesome. Keep doing it. Maybe push a little bit harder, or maybe cut back on the weights, or cut back on the running and focus on another area where maybe you weren't where you want to be. Another thing is mental fitness. I am not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. None of that stuff. However, I fought a lot of battles in the past with not just drinking and freaking being addicted to pills and all that different stuff. Yeah, it's part of it, but I will say when you get your mind right, mentally and spiritually, all these other things start coming into place. But it's all up to you as the individual to make the effort. So I'm not going to try to tell you what you need to do mentally to get yourself right or to elevate yourself. But I can say there are professionals out there, and maybe you don't need professionals. Maybe you just need to talk to somebody, talk to your significant other, or just some of your good buddies to express, right? Just talking helps a lot. It really, really does. And I'm not saying you got to go, just go rambling on about some story or whatever, but just getting a little bit off your chest at a time, little by little, because that the weight that's weighing you down, it slowly starts coming off. That's something that you can try. But back to the fitness part, you got to do it, and there's no one's going to force you. There's no way that I can say, hey, it's going to be easy or any of that. You just got to freaking do it. There's tons of online plans, tons of fitness influencers that are on the Instagrams and YouTube. Just pick some cool workouts that look different and just maybe modify it to your ability. Cutting back drinking. I lost, like, without exaggerating, almost 40 pounds by just stopping drinking and continuing my functionally fit lifestyle, right? I'm not a big weightlifter, I'm not a big runner, but I do know that I can run 5 miles in under 40 minutes. And I do know that I can ruck 12 miles in about 2 hours and 20 minutes right now. My 5 mile time would probably be 38:50, maybe 39:25 or something around that time frame. That's slow, but it's still the standard. I don't know where else I was going with that. All of the videos that I make, they are, like I said, is unscripted. I'm just talking off the hip. Babies just went to sleep. I got 10 minutes by myself. I walk outside to one of the sheds and I just try to make a video, try to put out some content, hoping that it sticks or it might motivate someone to become better. And like I said, I hope and pray that no conflict happens, but if it happens, or if it doesn't happen, you're in better shape, you look better, you feel better, and you can work harder or provide better for your family or be more present for your family because you're on a path to just being better. And that comes down to something that I always try to, anything I put out or do with people or if people are around me, is to set the example for others to follow, right? And I say this all the time. People might think it's corny, whatever, but that's just a phrase that I really held near and dear once I started becoming, once I was an NCO, it kind of changed, but once you have like a platoon that really, they don't not particularly look at you like a father, but they look at you for guidance. They call it platoon daddy, right? It's like a phrase, or maybe even like a squad leader. Once I got to be that, where people actually looked at me as the example or for guidance or for help, set the example for others to follow, just resonate in my brain nonstop anytime I'm doing something work related. And even, I'm not going to say even in my off time, I'm like, oh, I'm going to whatever. No, but I'm not going to lie to you about my personal life or whatever because I'm a turd. It's just the way it goes. But when it comes to being around others, working, setting the example for others to follow, right? And that comes from the Ranger Creed. If you do not know the Creed, look it up, read over it, get yourself the Ranger Handbook, and flip through it. Look up some of the battle drills. Look up some of the cool little survival tidbits in it. Lots of good stuff in it. Thanks for watching. 10-minute video. We'll see you.